if you're already doing well, then turning one off and turning one on is too painful for most people. But you can progressively introduce offers, which is the engine and the lifeblood of, you know, these type of businesses. You ask people who's your worst client, and their face immediately pops in to their head. Like you always ask people who they were, and they're the people that will push back hardest on these things. And the best thing is that they either leave or they get back into line. And I've seen over and over again that people's worst nightmare clients turn into their best ones. Yeah. They just wanted some structure and leadership from you.
Yeah, and like you said, it's a lot of times, firstly is like, you know, the hardest part of all of that is what you mentioned, at least it was for me, is just giving yourself permission to fucking do that, where it's just like, I'm going to tell you how this is going to go down. And I always liked the Travis phrasing of that, because that was always, it was a soft way of delivering, like, here's how I normally work. So you just tell them, like, this is how it's going to go down. And that's how you just lay down, like, this is the structure of the situation. They usually just like go, okay, if it's cool with you, I want to switch gears a little bit, because I know you only got so much time, but I want to talk to you about like your whole journey in going phoneless in your entire sales machine. Like the vast majority of the revenue we're talking has not been like, hey, I'll jump on a call and try and convince you. And you know, it's done very much, you know, like our style of like avoid that at all costs and allowing people to buy in a way that's natural to them. Love to hear a little bit of your journey, how you got into that. You know, how it's evolved over time, where you see it heading for you, and just that, because to a lot of people in our world, that's kind of mind-blowing. To you and I, that's just like a very normal everyday thing. I was actually just checking, and like, you know, I recycled some assets today and have like a bunch of shit in my inbox. That's kind of crazy that it's just all new sales that just kind of happen in the background, which is mind-blowing to me. But I want to hear about your journey with, you know, going sales or phoneless. And like you, I think I just wanted to mention, I probably put my number at like 1,000, but James is very open about the fact that he's probably done over 1,500 sales calls. So even though like it looks easy, a lot of that is based out of real world experience. But nonetheless, I'd love to hear about your experience.
Yeah, so I had two. My very first program was about 10 years ago, and it was selling an online program for e-commerce businesses. So I met a younger dude called Sam Ovens a little while later, after doing some consulting, and he encouraged me to package up my stuff and sell the program online. And I came out of the gate, you know, back in the day when Facebook ads and these things were cheap and easy. And, you know, I generated 10 to 15 calls a week, got on, sold them a $4,500 thing, quickly got successful. And then I brought about 18 months later, I brought my sister into the business I was just generating more sales calls than I could possibly do. And it was just printing, like it was just printing cash. You know, we'd do 30 to 60 grand weeks over and over again. But I had 2 VAs and my sister in the business. And then all around me, people were hiring closers. And I didn't want to build a business. I didn't want to build something. I just wanted to build an ATM, and then I'd take that cash and put it in other places. And so I didn't want to hire salespeople. I didn't want to hire closers. I didn't want to hire infrastructure. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to have all the stuff that I saw people, you know, falling into. And it's a valid way for some people. It's just not for me. And so I invested in a mentor. I invested in a couple of mentors who didn't do any of that. You know, they'd talk to people on the phone, but it was just an incidental piece if it happened to close someone off. And so what I took was 1,500 sales calls and the knowledge of how to unpack, you know, the offer and those things, and wrote it in a Google Doc. And I started sending that Google Doc to people before I was even on a call to test it and prove it out. I still had the call, you know, hey, this is the program we're going to talk about. I love your feedback on it. And then I started making sales without even getting on the phone. And then honestly, it took me a little while to have the confidence to fully remove sales calls, because I was really good at them by then, right?
That's the worst part. That's the worst part.
You're removing your perceived biggest strength, and it just feels too easy. And that's the challenge of it. You can just send this 3 or 4 page Google Doc to someone with, you know, unpacking the offer, and they'll buy it without even getting on a call, and they'll send you 10, or I've sold 75 grand things on Google Docs, right? So for me, it was progressive. And I still teach that, you know, I've got a number of people now who've got large sales teams, and we're just injecting, you know, written offers into the pre-sale and the post-sale, you know, when they don't close. So for me, I don't believe that if you're already doing well, then turning one off and turning one on is too painful for most people. But you can progressively introduce offers, which is the engine and the lifeblood of, you know, these type of businesses, and just start sending them to people. And the best thing about written offers like Google Docs and Notion and things that people are using is they're dynamic, just like a sales call. You can change language, you can change pitches, you can change pricing, you can change anything you like in real time and send it out. I'm opening my program. I've got a private community. I open it up periodically. I've got 7 people on a wait list, you know, who get 24 hours ahead of time access. So I'm about to send a Google Doc to 7 people on the wait list. If I had to guess, I'd say 5 of them will join me in 24 hours. And it just, you know, it allows you to make more offers. And I've always found the more offers I make, the more customers I generate and the more clients I generate and keep.
No, it's so stupid simple, but you know, it's amazing how much we get in our own way for just like actually making offers. And a lot of times too, you know, we get bored of our own stuff, or we think, I don't know about you, but sometimes when the success starts happening too quickly, too easily, the imposter syndrome starts kicking in. You know, who the fuck am I? Why should it be, you know, I be able to do this? And then you always like compare yourself to somebody who's doing 10x whatever you're doing and go, you know, they should be doing this, not me. And there's almost always like, if you just keep your foot on the offer thing, not only will you make more sales, but you'll also impact more people in a profound way. And I love the leverage of like, you know, 75K in a Google Doc. That's just fucking awesome.
Guys, if you like this video, you're also going to want to grab some free bonuses, which you can get at our website, Beyond Agency Profits. To make it easy for you, I've put the links to it in the description of this video, as well as pinned in the top comment. And we've got a couple of awesome things. This is what you'll get after you sign up. You get some of our best training, how we're closing clients over Loom videos, how we sometimes sign clients that is not a misprint for under $5 US, how to demonstrate your value in like amazing ways, trainings, how to have your clients write the best copy of your life, how we're closing without phone calls, campaigns that we've generated for clients that have done over $100,000, as well as scripts you can use to get conversations going with clients in under 10 minutes. All you got to simply do is go there, enter your name and email address, and then this is what you'll see on the other side. So if that's interesting to you, make sure to click the links below, and I will see you on the other side.